Dr. Paul Kurgat, who has been nominated for appointment to the position of member of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC), has asked politicians across the country to build consensus ahead of the August general election and instill credibility in the electoral process. His counterpart, Professor Abdi Guliye, says Kenya should consider embracing electronic voting system in order to enhance accountability. Patrick Amimo has the details.
Members of the National Assembly's Justice and Legal Affairs Committee on the second and last day interviewed 3 candidates who have been nominated for appointment as members for the new IEBC that will oversee the August general elections. Egerton University Professor Abdi Guliye says there should be continuous registration of voters. Abdi argues if appointed, he will introduce reforms where the political parties liaison committee will continually meet with all players in the electoral process to forge consensus on sticky issues and reduce suspicion.
I believe automation enhances efficiency. And so even if there will be a manual voting as a backup, we need to work, the Commission needs to work towards total electronic voting. I think it's the only way we can minimize discrepancies.
Moi University's Dr. Paul Kibiwot Kurgat says that if appointed, he will ensure structures within IEBC work in harmony and enforce guidelines to level the playing field.
What are you going to do as a commissioner, if you're approved, to speak to the political parties, to speak to everybody that is a stakeholder, to at least have a close figure to what we expected to have in the Constitution, so that the women of Kenya can be part and parcel of this elective process.
I think if a law can be worked out to say that a party that has more women will be given more nomination seats, that is a suggestion from me, that if your party has more women, then we will give you a special something from that vote of nomination. And that will encourage parties and leaders to have women in leadership.
The evidence I shall give before the department.
Margaret Wanjala Mwachanya says continuous voter education will help cure voter apathy and ensure only credible leaders are elected into political office.
A huge part of this country do not still understand why they should vote. They don't. So the first thing is to instill that knowledge, because we say that knowledge is power. Let us instill that knowledge first to the mwananchi to see the importance of voting, and let them not see that when I'm going to vote, I'm giving someone else a choice. That thing must be eradicated from our people's mind completely, and see the real advantage and the necessity of an individual voting.
And we hope that the IEBC Commission will be in place possibly by next week, whoever will be approved, so that they can oversee the mass voter registration, and the rest of the commissioners who have decided will then hand over to the incoming.
No credibility concerns were raised against the 3 candidates who appeared before the Chepkonga-led committee with regard to their suitability to be the next commissioners of the National Elections Body. The Justice and Legal Affairs Committee retreats Thursday to write its report on the IEBC nominees. It will table its report to Parliament Tuesday next week for members to debate and either decide to endorse or reject its recommendations. Patrick Amimo, KTN News, Parliament.